And this is the first battle. So on my side we have greenskins, I got front line of goblins, I got some blackguards in the back just to have some stability, I got 2 units of stone trolls just to get that missile resist. On my right flank I have spider riders with archers, no ordinary spider riders to chase things off. We got orc boys in the back. We got double caster, one is just really going for being some kind of mana battery. And we got Scar Snake for that extra bonus versus large. So in the first engagement here, we're just feeling each other out. We're doing a little bit of stroke and poke with the spider riders. I tried it with the spiders and then take him back because I'm trying to get him to overextend his wolves. And as you see here, he pulls in his wolves. I countercharge with my spider riders, apply some fucking poison. I charge in with my orc boys, but can see I can't really make it. I try, and I cast Here We Go to get that extra melee attack to make sure that I break the wolves instantly. And here I see that his front line is way better than mine. So I'm really just pulling back my entire front line because I really don't want to take that engagement because he will definitely lose. But I can see over here I'm kind of winning, so my whole game plan right now is really just to break down this center formation, that right engagement. So his Beach of Tashna, they break, and I start to follow him around, make sure they don't come back. Here he charges in with his Ice Wolves. I follow up with my Spider Riders, pull the Orc Boys back and around. His Beast of Tashnar has already shattered, so I see if I can get this a full surround about the Ice Wolves. I charge these in just to get them to pull back, so I don't have to think about them while I'm taking this engagement. I keep pulling back my entire army over here because the 4 Ice Trolls will definitely break my formation like in an instant. And some of my Spider Riders are wavering. I pull the Orc Boys up and around to see if I can get us around. I pull these Spider Riders back to get around this flank. So I'm really just pressuring over here. I charge in with my Spider Riders just to see if I can get a catch on the Mortar Horseman. He pulls in his Norscan Ice Trolls, and I see that's gonna be really bad for me, so I pull these back. But they're still kind of stuck on the Ice Trolls. And here his Norscan Ice Wolves, they break. So I just see if I can do as much damage as possible, because the more I break up his formation, the easier I'll have when we're gonna end in the blob fight, because we most definitely will end in a blob fight. That's why I brought double caster with the Here We Go and Itchy Nuisance. And here I take my Spider Riders up and around so I can get a recharge here. Because really, as soon as I have the mobility advantage, the rest of the game should be fine. And he pulls in his Stone Trolls to see if he can apply some Frostbite, some Slow. And really, this move here, if you get a catch, it would be really nice. And here one of his Marauder Horsemen are starting to waver. So just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And by now, he pulls his formation a little bit to the side. So I'm thinking here, yeah, let's go. Now's the now. Now's the now. You can fucking say that. That's the weirdest thing ever. So I charge in with my entire formation. The goblins on the marauders, backed up by black orcs and stone trolls. And over here, I break one of his horse archers. I take my spider riders to see if I can get them in behind the trolls. So if this formation breaks, I don't lose all of my mobility. And one of his horsemen breaks. I'm gonna follow with the spider riders. And here he puts Spirit Leech on my Orc Shaman's Sorcerer. Here I start with the Goblins, charge in with the Stone Trolls. And he puts I put Itch Nuisance just to get his base damage on the trolls down. Over here, I'm like holding up one of the Ice Trolls and the Marauders with one of my Goblins. I'm not really gonna win this engagement, but it really doesn't matter. So in the middle here, I just buff up all my units with the war and immune to psychology and everything. Because as soon as this formation breaks, which is will in like just a second, right now actually, I can get all of these units around his back and charge him from the back, which is awesome. Here I break his marauders. Some of my spider riders are standing really close to the edge. He breaks and does really a lot of damage to my orc boys, but these will come back. A really good move here would be to just chase off the orc boys, but yeah, I guess he's pretty busy trying to take up this center formation. One of my stone trolls and some goblins break, but that's not really a problem for me because they will come back. And here I go in with the Scarsnake, get back here to get that extra leadership buff. And up here I'm like sacrificing my black orcs because I know they will hold for a long time. Because the more damage I can do to the center blob, the better. And up here I'm chasing off some of the Norse controls with my spider riders. And he's trying to like center all of his attention here. My orc shaman and my goblin knight goblin shaman are breaking, but they will come back. Up here, I'm just letting my trolls. Oh, it's not stone trolls; it's ordinary trolls. Letting them heal for a little bit with the goblins. Here, the black orcs are breaking his marauders. I charge in with my orc boys, just to try to get that extra leadership penalty to get. Because as soon as this formation breaks, it's over. And here I chase off the trolls. Up here, I've kind of forgotten about the orc boys. I'm just now starting to get them back. The black orcs up here are losing, but as long as they can keep his army spread apart, it's really good for me. And here the Norscan Ice Trolls are breaking, the Marauders are breaking, the Marauder Berserkers are breaking, and I focus all of my attention on Throg. Here we go for that extra 40 melee attack. So right now Scarsnake has a melee attack of 88, and my trolls have 74, which is huge. So almost all of my attacks will land. His sorcerer breaks, his marauders break. All of this is shattered. So I try to pull my black orcs up and around to get that full surround. He breaks my goblins, goes in with the Norscan Ice Trolls. I try to intercept with my trolls, while I still have both of my sorcerers back here. As soon as I hit the war, Throg breaks, and his Norscan Ice Troll break, and the Wizard breaks, and everything's broken. Let's look at the stats for a bit. Scarsnake did about 700. Both of the shamans didn't really do much, but one of the guys was only really a mana battery, and the other one were for buffing. Yeah, also a little bit of debuffing on the Goblin Shaman. My Black Orcs did good. The Savage Orc did great. Trolls 500, 800, 700. Really, I didn't do that much damage. I was just breaking units and chasing them off. Throd did about 700. This one did decent, 800, 800, 600, and 199. This was the first one that broke, and I chased off the battlefield, so it didn't really do much. And these Norscan Ice Trolls, though the Beast of Tashnar did nothing because we broke them almost instantly and chased them off the battlefield. So this was the first match, and we will be back with the next one. And here in the second match, we have my Wood Elves against his Greenskins. A little bit of the old switcheroo. So I've got a front line of Dryads, a second line of Glaive Guard, some with Software Chaffs, some with Hackbane Tips. I've got two mobility squads, one on each side, with the Wild Riders, Glaive Riders, and Glaive Riders with Spear on each flank. We got Righteous all along, and over here we also have a Spell Singer of Life. And for my enemy, he just has a fuck ton of spiders, like spiders into the sunset. Front line of Night Goblins, Biggins, Goblins, Stone Trolls, almost the same crew as me, except he just brought Grom the Punch. And here, I charge in, pull back, see if I can do as much damage as possible. Trying really to get this engagement to get closer to my archer line so I can get some backup. I put a little bit of healing to make sure I don't lose any units here as he's slowly approaching. What would have been nice here was as soon as these get into to range of my archers, that would just pull back my dryads a little bit, but I don't do that because I'm too focused on trying to win this engagement. He charges in with his Spino Riders, apply the poison, make them a little bit slower, but I'm really trying to get him to overextend, which goes super badly. So, yeah, he's wavering one of my Glaive Riders with spears. I charge in with my entire blob, while also applying Shield of Thorns. He views Vindictive Glare on Drycha. Right now I'm just focusing down the big ones because those are gonna wreck my Dryads. And while I'm still over here trying to win the blob fight, it's going decently. I really just pull in the Glaive Riders with spears to take the charge from my Wild Riders. And he goes through my archer line. I'm breaking some of his goblins. He charges in with the trolls. I spawn some dryads and trying to focus down Grom the Punch, but as soon as I'm trying to focus him down, he's gonna pop the Lucky Banner, which gets him 44% missile resist, or just ordinary damage resist. And while I'm focusing this down, I should have put the focus on some of the goblins that flanked, that ran past my dryads because they are too mucked up with the stone trolls. Here, some of his spiders break, and the big mistake I do here is not actually following through with this attack, because if I would just have followed through here and won this engagement and just pulled back all of my archers and focused on the goblins, and here a big mess up. I overextend by trying to chase Grom with Drycha, totally forget about her and lose her, which is not a big brain activity, big brain move. Here, break some of the stone trolls, and a really smart move here would take some of the Glaive Riders with spears, just following through, to chase off this off the battlefield. I pull these back. Here, I'm chasing the Goblin Forest Spire Riders while pulling back these archers. Here, instead of trying to focus down this position, I should just have taken my archers and start shooting these in the back. Do some damage, maybe free up this position. And here, I charge in again. And what I'm noticing now, watching the replay, is as soon as he popped the war, I should just have pulled back instead of trying to chase. And over here, I'm charging with the Dryads, while firing from both directions. Here's some of the stone trolls are charging my archers. And what my opponent is doing here is really fucking smart, because he knows he's already won this engagement. And because I was trying to be a smartass and pull, I broke up my cavalry engagement. So now he also won this engagement right here, which is a fucking nuisance to me. It's really good for him. And Ranger dies, so now I'm without my lord. That will affect my leadership all around pretty negatively. And I'm really just trying to free this up, but because of the spread out formation of the Spino Riders, I don't really do that much damage. And I'm trying to pull these ones through. And up here, he broke some of my Glaive Riders. And then he gets a catch on my Spellsinger of Life, which spells Doom for her. And my Wild Riders here, I just realized now, shattered the Stone Trolls and just the Stone Trolls. And here, so he's forcing me to stay in this corner because I'm trying to get rid of the goblins. So here I take my Hagbane tips, I'm charging into the goblins to get a little bit of spacing between the goblins and my Glaive Guard. Here, some of my Glaive Riders came back. I have some archers up here. I actually got free with my Spellsinger of Life, and I'm just running around trying to get rid of Grom. I break this inside third position, and if I'm not mistaken, oh, and a really nice Brain Buster right on my Hagbane tips. And here I should really just follow these guys through, follow them off the battlefield. But then he does this really smart move. Instead of just attacking straight on with the stone trolls, he pulls them up and around to cut off this field here, so I can get away with my Glaive Guard. My Weather is over here, coming back. I don't know what these guys are doing really. Just trying to get away from the trolls, I guess. And here I follow off all of his Spider Riders. And I'm really trying to get my formation back together after being pummeled by a bunch of greenskins. I can't really be mad because I did the same to him in the past, in the match before this. It's really kind of ironic that it's kind of the same tactics like divide and conquer, you know, Sun Tzu, the art of war, being used against you. And here I break some of the trolls, I free up this position while still being charged by the goblins. He makes sure to pull his Spider Riders up and around so when these ones flee away, I can follow them through, or I can follow them off the battlefield. Well, I forget my spell singer over here. I finally remembered her. And he's gonna use Vindictive Glare. Oh, a third of her damage. Oh, a third of her HP just gone. I charge in with the Hackbane tips, trying to get a catch on the Stone Trolls, but I don't. I got some archers over here, some big ones here, some Night Goblins here, and really just my entire force is just scattered to the wind. And as soon as I break the Stone Trolls, he uses the Brain Buster on my Glaive Riders. They break. He charges through. And really now all he's doing is just mopping up my entire force. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. Yeah. He breaks my Spell Singer of Life. I kite. He get a catch with Grom. I try to shoot him in the back. But I really, by this point, I don't really have enough forces to win anything. So I'm really just trying to win some small engagement here and there. That didn't work, and I chain break the rest of my units because both my Spell Singer and my Lord is dead. And here, if we look at the stats, Grom the Punch, 62 kills, 1200 value, 400. And he just got a lot of value on all the Spider Riders breaking my entire cavalry force. These ones didn't do a lot. These ones did amazing with 1800, and these ones 1200. And my forces, my archers really didn't get a lot of value except for maybe this one did like 1000. Ratchet got deleted in the early game because I'm an idiot. Spellsinger, not blood, was really only there to heal. Drats got wrecked. So this was the second match.